Bowers Game Corner presents Gen Con Video Bonanza 2016. Brought to you by Gutshot Games and their Gen Con release, Headhunters, a collectible card game and a collectible toy. And Shoot Again Games, makers of Looting Atlantis and Conspiracy. Look for Pinball Showdown on Kickstarter soon. Also brought to you by the generous support of these companies and our fantastic Kickstarter backers.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for more of our Gen Con Banana Explosion coverage, live from Gen Con 2016. Very excited because we are with Ryan from Passport Games Studio. We're going to be talking about Tokaido, one of my favorite games. And there's an app? There's an app. It is devoid of bananas, unfortunately, but it is full of awesome features. Tokaido, for those that are not familiar, I'll just kind of start from the beginning for any viewers that have not seen Tokaido. It's a board game that was published a couple years back, designed by Antoine Bauza. It is about a journey between two cities in Japan, and you go along this road, and along the way you are going to be encountering interesting people and eating amazing food and painting beautiful pictures, buying souvenirs, going to hot springs, all kinds of great, relaxing, vacation-y type things. And the objective is to simply have the most enriching, fulfilling vacation along the journey along the Tokaido. So it's done incredibly well for us as a board game, and our partners Funforge are developing a digital version of it that's going to be releasing later this year for iOS, Android, and eventually Windows Phone as well. And we have an early build of it here to show you all. So, one of the first things you'll notice as we get into this is that this is much more than your usual board game port into a digital form. What they really approach this as is more of a video game that happens to be based on a board game as opposed to a board game that happens to be digital. So many board game ports, in fact, most all of them are usually just a flat, you get the flat board, you have your flat cards, and everything's kind of just, flat. This, as you'll see as we get in, is a very different experience. So let's jump in. As you can see here, we have online and offline modes that are going to be available, so you'll be able to play online with your friends, or offline, both single player or multiplayer, so you can do pass and play. If we jump into a single player game, we have the option of choosing how many AI opponents we have. It's a minimum 3-player game up to a 5-player game, so we can choose up to 4 opponents. We'll say 2, and it'll load for a second here. And once it finishes loading, we'll have the option of choosing a character. This app will have the base Tokaido game included in it, not any of the expansions, at least at launch. I believe they are working on developing towards the Crossroads expansion and Matsuri that just released, so expect those in the future. But for now, we have just the starting characters, so we have a couple to choose from. And we'll choose this guy here. And so once we do that, it shows the AI characters as well. So here's everyone ready to go on our journey. We hit start, and you will see that this is actually a fully realized 3D environment instead of a two-dimensional app. So as you can see right away, the AI players are taking their turn, and the adventurer, the traveler rather, is moving along the road and going to these locations on the board, so to speak, or really along the road. So now you can see down here we have the location of the travelers and all the possible locations that we can go to on our turn from inn to inn. When we are in the back of the line on the road, then that means we get to go next. So if I wanted to go here, I can tap there, and it gives me a little line showing the tentative path I'm taking. If I tap it again, it'll take me there, or I can also navigate just on the 3D map, and I can move through here and choose where I'd like to go. So if I wanted to go all the way up here, I can tap there, and if I tap again, my character goes there, and as you can see, it gives me a nice, beautiful piece of the painting that I'm working on when I go there. So it's very visually striking. It's a very visually different experience than a lot of your usual board game fare. So once you go to multiple of these, more and more of this painting starts filling out, and you can see a very beautiful brush stroke style to really emulate that you've painted this picture along your journey. Once we're done seeing the painting, we can exit here, and that would end our turn. Then you can see the AI players will once again take their turn and move from space to space. It accelerates theirs a little bit. We don't get quite as much pop-ups on the screen and whatnot, but some really cool things are going on. If I go to the souvenir shop on my next turn, one more moment here. All right, so if we go to the souvenir shop, this guy here, it will allow me to actually go into the shop, and you can actually see there's a merchant, and you can choose the items from the shelf. So once again, it's a very realized 3D world instead of just a traditional board game port. So very, very exciting. So I can spend some of my money, and we'll buy this really cool pot to take back from our journey. And that'll be my turn, and so forth and so on. So, as you can see, it is the traditional Tokaido game. All the standard rules apply, all the same mechanics, just in a very visually different way. At any point, you can also come up here to your little character icon. If you bring this up, you'll get a whole screen that will showcase everything you've collected. How many victory points you have, how much money you have, how much money you've donated to the temple along the way, how many different types of souvenirs you've purchased, all these other different types of things. You can see here, it shows us that we've painted one piece of the three-piece panorama, and all the other information stored there as well. So, yeah, very, very cool. This guy is, as I mentioned, expected to come out a little later this year. We're being quoted around October-ish, at probably around a $7 price for the digital formats that it launches on. So,
now, is this going to be tablet or phone or both? Well, obviously tablet.
Tablet for sure. I'm not 100% if they're going to have a phone or not. I will find out and I'll get back to you so you can add that in maybe some notes after, but because I'm not 100% sure right now, but for sure tablet, as you can see. So
now, do you happen to know off the top of your head, is this FunForge's first board game to mobile app conversion? Have they done other ones?
I believe this is their first. Yes. So yeah.
And I gotta ask, if this goes really well, which I have a feeling it is, that looks amazing. Is there another game in the line that maybe you might be bouncing around thinking about?
I couldn't speak to it on FunForge's behalf. I would love a few of their games to also be ported, absolutely, but I couldn't speak on their behalf, so okay. I don't want to get any false hopes up or anything like that, you know. But
all right, thank you very much, Ryan. Ryan, that looks awesome. Wow, that is the best looking board game app I think I've ever seen right there. But if you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, what is your favorite mobile app board game conversion? What about you, Ryan? What's your favorite one? Mobile app board game.
Lately, I've been playing the new one from Bezier, the Castles of Mad King Ludwig. They put out a couple months ago. Been playing a lot of that one, especially traveling to conventions. It's a great airplane game. Bang out 3 or 4 games while I'm flying across the country. Fantastic little app. So there you go.
Yeah, I got the Star Realms. They got the Heroes expansion now. I just love it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that Castles one. But let me know in the comments below, what is your game of choice on your mobile app? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
This was brought to you by Headhunters from Gunshot Games, Pinball Showdown from Shoot Again Games, these great companies, and fans like you.